no disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo is big, which he so no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never
Say
I
about
tell you,
that.
I tell you like this: the man must have seen something when he called to Canelo out. Because I remember the world called Canelo out. So he must see something in order for him to get that win. And he know he can win.
First off, how excited are you about it? And break the fight down for us.
Well, I ain't gonna break the fight down for you because I don't want to get a game plan away. But I'm excited for Terence more than anything to get the fight that he wants to show the world that he's great. He's great. One of the great.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are going to have one of the longest build-ups in recent boxing history, and the two world champions are set for the challenge. It's a legacy-defining fight that's surely going to be the fight of the year. Terence Crawford is climbing a high mountain, with this one moving from the welterweight division to the super middleweight division, and just 2 fights is an unimaginable feat.
Named you and Terence Crawford as one of the top 5 fights that he wants to see this year. Is that a fight that you're considering now?
We'll see. We'll see. Everything is possible. We'll see. We want to talk about it. Sit down.
Fighter who can make such a mind-blowing leap, it has to be Terence Crawford. One special gift the Omaha boxer also has is his ability to shut his ears against naysayers. He did it before the Errol Spence fight and ended up sending the truth on exile from boxing for almost 2 years now. This time Crawford is also shutting his ears against naysayers who have criticized him for moving up 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez. And should he get everything right, he'll be the only male boxer to be undisputed in 3 weight classes, a feat that'll forever leave his name imprinted in the history books of boxing.
What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big for Crawford. It'll be a tall task.
This feat, Terence Crawford understands he has to violently prepare for the biggest night of his boxing career. And while he prepares, Canelo Alvarez is also preparing for a showdown against William Skull in May. It's not common anymore to see fighters with the resume of Crawford and Canelo Alvarez face each other. Between them, there are over 100 boxing fights, tens of world championship titles and victories between them in a match as technical and intense as this. Many feel the weight difference will be the deciding factor, an idea which may totally be untrue on the night.
It'll be a lot. It'll be a lot to get that victory based on size alone. Not that size when you fight, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard.
Tune-up fight at a 160 pounds catch weight to prepare him for the fight. It's not a sure thing though, given how important the fight against Crawford is. Alvarez could choose to take more time off and keep his body fresh, but he doesn't like to take too much rest time if his past history is anything to go by. As for who he would fight, William Skull appears to be the main option. The IB super middleweight champion has been in talks with Canelo's team since the beginning of the year.
Oscar, Terence Crawford says he wants to fight Canelo. He's changed his tune. He said he's willing to move up 3 weight divisions. To me, that's kind of crazy, but that just shows you, man, the dog that's in Terence Crawford. If Canelo is victorious against Charlo...
Canelo, though, is now 34 years old. While he has shown no signs of slowing down, he is arguably nearing the end of his career. In a recent chat with Ring Magazine, Canelo revealed when he might consider hanging up the gloves. He said, "I don't know, I'm getting closer to retirement, obviously. But I'm feeling great. I feel better than ever. But maybe at 38, I think 38 would be the perfect time to start thinking about that." He further added, "I have had difficult fights and ones I didn't need. In those moments, I take risks my whole career. I really love the challenges and what I do. And I try to show everybody how good I am. I love to go up and down in weight. I never look at my record and say I did this. My trainer always talks about it, and he always shows me the things I've done, all the world champions, and it's very impressive." His last beat Edgar Banga back in September 2024 report suggests his rumored bout against Terence Crawford is close to becoming a reality in 2025. For now, the future of this potential fight remains quite certain. Both fighters have existing commitments, and the possibility of an agreement will hinge on several factors, including contract negotiations and strategic decisions from both teams. There aren't many fighters that have shared the ring with both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, the only man to do so inside a professional ring. was Amir Khan suffering stoppage defeats to the pair, and he's already given his thoughts on how a potential Crawford versus Canelo matchup would go. A few more that have sparred the two men though, and one of them has now given his take on how he thinks the fantasy clash could unfold. That man is middleweight contender Caron Davis, who even took on fellow Canelo rival David Benavidez back in November 2021, having sparred both Bud and Canelo. Davis told Mill City Boxing that he thinks it would be extremely tough for Crawford and would back Alvarez to get the victory. Canelo is a big guy, it's going to be a lot. He can take a punch, so you're not going to hurt Canelo. I don't think Crawford can hurt him with one punch. Maybe he can cut an eye or something, or bother him to the body. To get some flesh on gloves and go to the body, it's going to be a tall task. Canelo can really fight. He has moves and traps. It's not easy in boxing, nothing is impossible. But if I had to bet, I'd put money on Canelo. I'm not taking anything away from Crawford. But Canelo is great. Can Canelo stop him? He's a bigger guy. I think one punch can do it. Oscar de la Hoya, despite his complicated relationship with Canelo Alvarez, has shared his thoughts on a possible showdown between the Mexican superstar and Terence Crawford. He insists that his predictions regarding any potential fight involving Canelo are unbiased. Oscar de la Hoya has a bold opinion on the potential outcome of this hypothetical matchup. The former world champion believes that Canelo, with his greater size and power, would have a clear advantage over Crawford. At 15'5'4", Crawford didn't really look too dangerous up in the ring against a beast. So imagine Canelo being the bigger guy, being a beast. It's almost like a no contest. I mean, come on. When has a smaller good guy ever beaten a good bigger guy? It's never happened in the history of the sport. It's rare. De La Hoya told Fight Pub TV Crawford, renowned for his technical ability and punching power, would face a significant physical challenge in taking on Canelo at his natural weight. Terence Crawford will beat Canelo anytime, anytime, because, and this is while some experts believe Terence Crawford possesses the skills to compete with Canelo, the disparity in size and power proved decisive. Demetrius Andrade, a former super middleweight world champion, weighed in on this highly anticipated matchup. Just too much overall. Is that kind of the same thing with the Crawford and Canelo? Because of the weight classes, the weight between them? Yeah, I believe so. I love Crawford. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been traveling the world through the amateur program. He saw me beat people up. I saw him beat people up. I think the stories could go on. But when it comes to weight empowerment, that stuff is real. Andrade said during an interview with Fight Hub TV. Andrade, who himself was once linked to a fight with Canelo, acknowledged Terence Crawford's immense talent and skill. However, he believes Canelo holds a significant advantage due to his size and experience at higher weight classes. Canelo is a big bad wolf, and he can run the whole night. I think Crawford has the skills, but when it comes to soul getting shots and blocking his power shots, Canelo knows how to move too. He has agility, not like a robot. I mean, it's going to be tough. Andrade explained, I love Propet. He's a good friend. We reach out to each other. We've been travel the world through the amateur program. He see me beat people up. I see him beat people up. He see me get beat up. I got beat up. We both. In an interview with Mill City Boxing, Jones Juror shared his perspective on this hypothetical clash while praising Crawford's talent and skills. The legendary boxer leaned toward Canelo as the favorite. Bo Boot had to take over, start beating the guys around him. He's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. I like Terence, but I'm going to lean towards Canelo with his size early. But if he lets Terence get into the fight, Terence is going to be a problem. If Terence can deal with the size, he will beat him. Jones Juror emphasized the importance of Canelo's punching power as a decisive factor in the fight. I would he be looking to try to make history and get his big bank. And get out his big bank is who Canelo. He will take that gamma. That's what I'm saying. We don't know until we see Terence get hit, because we haven't seen him get hit with that power. Jones Juror said that's the deciding factor. If you can change Bud's fight plan, you've got a chance of beating him. But if you can't hurt him, you can't change his fight plan, and you got problems. This analysis underscores Crawford's need to neutralize Canelo's renowned power. If Crawford can impose his technical boxing skills and avoid Canelo's devastating punches, he could stand a chance of pulling off a historic upset. While the potential fight between Canelo and Crawford remains a dream scenario for fans, Canelo Alvarez is currently focused on preparing for his next bout. Beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight B. If he don't beat him, he say okay. I go undone. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like International Boxing Federation interim champion William Skull has been mentioned as a possible opponent. This wasn't always the case for Roy Jones Jr., the Hall of Fame fighter and current promoter trainer and respected analyst. Roy Jones Jr. had earlier shared scenarios in which he sees both Terence Crawford and David Benavidez beating Alvarez before going against his former prediction. He began with David Benavidez, saying it's a tough fight to call because Benavidez throws a lot of punches, sometimes power can intervene and make that a different situation, Jones said in an interview with Boxing Scene. A little big for Crawford. I'm not sure about that because Crawford does have punching power and shock. But I think Canelo's a little big show tonight. He's pretty big, so I'd probably rather see the problem is Canelo willing to take the risk? I don't really think he will right now, because I don't think he feels like he has a reason to. If he can hurt Benavidez early in the first 3-4 rounds, I don't see him winning that fight. The two-time 168 pounds tightless Benavidez has been pounding the table for a crack at Alvarez over the last 2 years. Formerly recognized as the best welterweight in the world, Crawford is open to moving up 2 weight classes for the chance at clashing with the Mexican star Alvarez. Meanwhile, maintains that a win against Crawford would do little for his legacy, even though many are giving Crawford a real chance to score the win. Char will fight Crawford first, and then see how that goes. If he does good against Charlo with the weight, then let's see if come up a fight can. Yes, but if anybody can do it and pull it off, it's Crawford. So you can't tell them no, said Jones. I was the kind of guy that if someone said they were better than me, and if I can get close to your weight, here I come. I gave John Ruiz 33 obs. When I won the heavyweight title in 2003, I didn't care. I wanted to prove that I was pound for pound the best, and to do something historic that had never been done. That's probably how Bud feels right now. He wants to do something historic to solidify his legacy in boxing. Who doesn't want to see the pound for pound best from yesterday fight the pound for pound best from today? Who wouldn't want to see that fight? It's a mega fight if he puts the muscle and weight on. How can you doubt him? One thing that's for sure is that he's going to go out there and fight, and not just collect a paycheck. He's going to go out there and try to win the fight, because that's who Bud is. If he carries the weight, it'll be a good fight. He can box just like Floyd Mayweather, and he can also fight. He hits and doesn't get hit. If he can take the punch at that weight, he'll probably win the fight. But not right now. I want to see him. I want to see Crawl come up with some weight classes and show he's going to be dominant at 54. You understand? Think that part will go. See and Cord Crawford one up fight the fight. Jones, who fluctuated in weight during the latter half of his career as a 4-division title holder, said Alvarez should continue his career moving forward at super middleweight. It's definitely best that Alvarez stays at 168. I didn't understand why he went to 175 to fight Dimitri Vol. Anyway, said Jones, he had already beaten Sergey Kovalev, who was at the end of his career. Bivol was in the middle of his. They are two different animals. You got the crusher at the right time. Go back down and dominate where you are at. Don't try to fight another one, because lightning ain't going to strike twice. But